Today is Thursday, April the 1st, 2010, and here to take message for today, Father God's message for today. And he is saying, today is also within the energies of the full moon. As I said yesterday, these energies persist for 3 days beyond the event. And so I decided to share with you information about how the ancients used these events as they arose. As I have mentioned, key full moons were used to drive harvesting and planting, and there are those who still do this today. It is not widely publicized, but some of the world's great winemakers pick their grapes based on the timing of the full moon, because they know that the berries carry greater sugar in response to the full moon. And so these cycles exist within nature, and humanity learned to understand these. In addition, there were those who understood the processes of manifestation, of bringing forth into their lives the things that they wanted to see in their lives. And in part I mention this now because as you pass through that transition that I have spoken of, that you call ascension, in early 2013, you will all begin to, you could say, manifest from the formless. You see, and your scientists are beginning to explain this, the energies of what you call the vacuum are immense by comparison with the energies that are contained within what you see, the physical expression of life, if you will. The energies which are involved with the expression of the physical, in truth, are a very small percentage of the energies from which they arise. And I say from which they arise because that truly is what happens. The physical arises from those energies of the vacuum, you could say. And there are tools that you can use to bring these forth, and I know some of you are familiar with sacred geometry. It has played a great role in bringing forth the manifestation of the physical. And so I mention this not for this to be a lecture on all of the things which sit behind this process, but to begin to awaken within you the understanding that at some point, on some level, all that you see in a physical sense has been brought forth by one being or another, or a group of beings, using the, you could say, background technology to express things in the physical. It is just that since Atlantis, you have not had, by and large, the ability to do this. And I will mention that there have continued to be beings upon your planet who have retained these abilities. By and large, it has been restricted to those great yogis in recent years, but in prior times it was actively practiced by some of those who came forth from Atlantis to preserve the knowledge of that time. And so, even though today it seems so foreign to you, the notion that you could take the energies of the vacuum and bring forth anything that you wish into the physical, it just seems so strange to you because you have, by and large, as a species, lost that ability. Whereas there are other beings not within your context, you could say, who continue to have this ability. And once you pass through that ascension moment, it will be an ability that will not only match what you were able to do in Atlantis, but indeed significantly exceed that ability. You will not rely on having to get energies passed to you by the priests who controlled these energies that came from the crystals that were utilized in Atlantis. But indeed, you will all have the ability to simply utilize the energies that will be present on the new earth. And yes, this will take a little practice, but it really is a very simple process, and you can begin to practice it now. And the reason I take the opportunity at this full moon to mention this is because, as I began to say, the ancients used in particular the full moons, but also other key events, as moments when they would get together and to use their manifesting skills, because they knew that these energies were powerful moments upon which to bring these things forth. And for those of you who participate in Carolyn's conference calls, you will know that Lord Metatron was encouraging those who were participating to utilize the energies of the equinox that has just passed as a moment to work on manifesting what you want for this current year, because energetically that is a powerful moment to be doing this kind of work. And so there are those who are already working on developing these skills so that they can use them and demonstrate them during this period of the conveyor belt, as I will be calling it. So I wanted to take a moment and mention this to you. And these two beings here, Carolyn and Richard, will be, with time, demonstrating these skills and teaching others how to apply these skills, how to go about this. There are many that have spoken about how to manifest, and indeed there are those who have had quite a deal of success. However, there is a process, a powerful process, that these two will understand and share as events unfold. And so I leave you with this knowledge and understanding, and I ask you to continue to enjoy the beautiful energies that are with you upon your planet during this time of the full moon. And so it is.